Hello guys, it's Graham Bubblefish here, and I'm back in Rome 2 with a replay for the Cup of Nations tournament, and it's fought between Morr, the clanmates, and biyishun, I think is how you pronounce his name, I'm not sure, as the Iceni versus Parthia. Let's go over the builds. Morr has 4 chosen sword bands, 4 chosen spear bands, and 4 regular spear band, heroic riders, veteran riders, 4 of those, and 3 Britain slingers, which I think is a pretty solid build. Parthia doesn't have very many infantry options, so the chosen swords should be plenty to deal with that. And a lot of spears, because Parthia likes to bring a lot of cavalry and perhaps kite. So you want that anti-cavalry power, and chosen spearmen don't do terribly in melee, especially since the against the kind of weak infantry of Parthia. And on the Parthian side we have Eastern Slingers, 4 Eastern Slingers, 3 Eastern Spearmen and a Persian hoplite in there, and then 4 Parthian swords, so these guys will lose against the chosen swords. That's 2 Summation horse archers and a noble horse archer general. Yeah, these are the guys with 40 missile damage. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 camel cataphracts. So a lot of cavalry power there. Well, let's see how it goes. Probably I'd imagine that biyishun would want to YOLO the front line with his cataphracts and then follow up with the Parthian swords, because then perhaps they would win against the chosen swords, and because then they don't get charged, their charge bonus is kinda low. And of course the units get damaged. Morr does have a second line with javelins to fire at the cataphracts. Alright, this is a thing I want to talk about in this replay. Morr's slinger micro is kinda bad, in my opinion. Over here, he saw these 2 horse archers come moving in, and he moved his entire army this way. So including the slingers. So the slingers were moving when the horse archers came in. They were definitely in range. So they couldn't fire and they got a free volley off. And we're gonna see that happen a couple of times. So here again, the horse archers come moving in and the slingers are moving. And let's see. They come in, they can fire a volley, and because these slingers were moving, they take a long time to get ready and they miss most of their shots. And again, these are coming in, he's moving his entire army. So what you can do is just not move the slingers. Morr wants to collapse on this flank and fall back from this flank because it's pushing in. But you know, slingers are fast, so you just, and again here, these slingers are not standing still, so they're taking a long time. They're now almost in formation. That's 2 volleys, and now they're gonna probably start firing. Yeah, but these guys are almost out of range, and then you don't hit anymore. So yeah, what you can do is just select your army and deselect the slingers and just drag and drop the army to a position where you want to be. Since the horse archers were focusing this side of the army, he could also pull back these slingers if they were in fear of getting caught by the cataphracts. But then these 2 slingers could help in zoning. Yeah, and again the same thing happens. And probably now we will get a volley off, especially with this one. Yeah, and then this slinger is walking as well, was nowhere near in range of these horse archers, and now has to walk back, and these slingers are firing this one in the back. So now, again, this slinger was almost in position, and the thing with slingers is, if they're moving, they're gonna fuck up. You don't want to press an attack order on slingers when they're moving, because if I was standing still, these guys would have fired as well when he pressed the attack order. Now the unit is still repositioning because he pressed the attack order, so they reformed to be directly in front of the Eastern slingers. Let's see, these guys are clumped up. So here, morr keeps firing on these Eastern slingers, while these Sarmatian horse archers are just parked inside range. These horse archers have 10 armor. Any volley will just do tremendous damage against them, and that's 40 missile damage for every cavalry unit that is just gone. Honestly, he could probably even send forward this unit of chosen sword bands to get a jab volley off on them. They're so fucking close. Also now, he's just moving them here. Retarget these slingers to attack these guys. It's 3 damage. Anyway, biyishun makes a grave error here with his general. It's very heavy missile cavalry, already in the active energy state. And morr realizes this is a good move, and sends his fences veteran riders out to catch biyishun's general, and will do so. Activate frenzy charge for the extra charge speed and acceleration, which is very smart. And well, that's the end of biyishun's general, which is rather unfortunate for him. Here the spear bands are coming into support. So at this point, if you're biyishun, you see this and you think, fuck, well, that was a mistake. But you also should see that 4 of his cavalry are nowhere near the main line, and his spear bands, all his spears are pulling back. So this would be the moment to just come in with the camel cataphracts, charge the main line, and get that engagement going, and hopefully in your favor, especially against the chosen swords. But these clumps of units are just too far away to do anything. These slingers can fire in the back of the chosen swords. They're not doing that currently, but that would have helped as well, but just he should have moved these units over. So biyishun does start the engagement, but against the chosen spears. And here these spearmen will get destroyed, but he's moving in to assist his general, but his general is dead. And all of morr's support is in this area. So any cavalry he sends into this area is, well, basically fucked. Because these camel cataphracts are already hurt, and now he's sending them in further. So you can just send his general in, the other veteran rider, these spears can go in. It's a waste of a camel cataphract. Meanwhile, it could have had great impact into this fight. It's interrupting all the charges, getting damage done, cheeky rear charge. This camel cataphract is also late to pull out, already took a lot of damage. Let's see, where are the slingers are now just moving, which is also kind of a shame. Of course he wants, morr wants to reinforce this fight, but these slingers meanwhile could have been firing at the camel cataphracts. And because the camel cataphracts don't have shields, they do good damage. Just perhaps in such a scenario you would want to compact them up a little bit so you can easily move them, because if they're spread out like this, then they become even more sluggish and hard to maneuver than they usually are. So here the heroic rite is called the cataphracts, as I mentioned. These the general is dead, and these horse archers are here, and well, it's too late. And then biyishun sends in another camel cataphract. He saw what happened to the general and the other cataphract, but now this one again, that's another one. That's I think 3,000 funds or something down the drain, just sending him into morr's well, where all his support is. Here, yeah, nothing much happening. Perhaps a little bit of a shame of using a chosen sword for this. Could just use the spear band. They win against the eastern spears. Yeah, here, kind of slow reaction on morr's part. These are spear bands, so they will die. But yeah, at this point it's desperation for biyishun, because now this camel cataphract is basically dead, and it's only to get a slinger and probably the spear band. This one also comes in and tries to run away, but will probably get caught by the veteran riders. Javelins flying its way. And now morr can just, because he's eliminated 3 of his opponent's cavalry, which by the way are Parthia's main strength, can just swing his veteran riders out, mop up the eastern slingers. The melee engagement should be in his favor because, well, his infantry is just better. And now it's just a simple clean-up operation. And now morr is finally firing at the horse archers when they probably don't even have that much ammo left. And here, yeah, it's gonna be too late. It's gonna kill some slingers. Oh, morr. He could have prevented those 10 slingers from getting killed. So bad. Anyway, the battle is over at this point. So let's just speed it up. Cataphracts can't do anything anymore to stop this. Too much infantry, too many javelins, and well, we've all seen games like this. Anyway, so yeah, you can see that the slingers of Parthia were way more effective, because morr just had his slingers moving around all the time. He also didn't get the interceptions on the charges from the cataphracts either when it was necessary. But it was mainly just the loss of, I think it was probably these 3 units. I think that's around 3,000 funds that just gets, that's 90 kills total. That's just a waste. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.